I'm Sarah from SingleWomanHomeowner.com. Today we're going to talk about 3 reasons to rent. Being a homeowner is great if it fits for you, but a lot of times renting, especially when we're starting our lives and we're not sure what we're going to be doing in the next 5 or 10 years, has some distinct advantages. And no matter what your grandpa said, it's not throwing away money. So the first reason we're going to talk about for a good reason to rent is if your career is advancing. If you're just starting your career, you're just out of college, or you have a lot of student loan debt, it's not a bad idea to rent just an efficiency apartment or something maybe not in the best part of town or not somewhere you want to live forever, instead of buying a cheap starter home. So if you have to rent for a few years, it's better than buying a starter home and then being stuck in it for 3 or 5 years until you can recoup your closing costs and afford to sell and buy again. A lot of us, when we started out our careers, we made just like barely enough to make ends meet. We were out in the bad part of town, and then within 5 or 10 years, or 3 or 5 years, we had paid off our student loans, paid down our consumer debt. We were in a much better place financially to buy a house, and our careers had taken off where we might even be making double what we made. It'd be really frustrating to be making that and to have the ability to maybe be in a much better house, but you're stuck in the house you had just bought because of either lack of time for selling it, or the market's sluggish for selling it, or any of those reasons. Renting is much more flexible for moving up houses. The second reason to rent instead of buy is if you're not sure where you want to live. I did this. I was in California, I was in Montana, I was in Arizona, I was again in California, and then back to Montana to buy. I wasn't sure. I wanted to kind of live in different areas, get a feel for the culture, and see where I really fit. If I had bought, it would not have been nearly as easy to kind of hop around and feel like I had gotten a good experience and I was really settled and sure of where I wanted to live. The third reason to rent instead of buy that we're going to talk about today is if you're not ready for the part-time job of home ownership. Having a house is like having a part-time job. That's what my dad always told me, and I kind of kept that to heart. If something malfunctions, if your water heater goes out, you have to be the one that has to either arrange it and then take time off work to be there to meet the repair guy, and then reschedule when they don't show up again. You have to take out all of the paperwork needed for the mortgage. You have to keep on top of property taxes and house repairs and insurance and everything like that. Having a house is like having a part-time job. Depending on how old your house is, it might be a 20-hour-a-week job. If your house is newer, it might just be like 5 or 10 hours a week, but still it does take a lot more time than renting does. You can't just call the landlord unless you have very good friends or family in the area that are willing to take the responsibility of upkeep and repairs and arranging for that kind of stuff. So if you're not ready for the part-time job of owning a home because you're maxed out with school, or you're maxed out with school and work, or you're just starting the stress of a new job, homeownership might not be for you. Just wait till your life has calmed down for a little bit, and then there will always be more houses on the market. I hope you enjoyed these 3 reasons to rent instead of buy. If you found this helpful, if you can give me the thumbs up on YouTube, I would sure appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye.